sweep of FAU. Talk about the win a little bit. Obviously, it's a pretty good team. They're leading the Sun Belt Conference. So
yeah,
beat a team like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thought our guys, we played a pretty complete game, to be honest with you, in a lot of different facets. First of all, it was good to get Eric Scoglin out there and extend him. You know, a lot of these midweek games, you know, we've been chopping it up by design. And today I told Skog, I said, we're not doing that. You know, I want you to go out there and get him, and let's get, you know, in the 7,500 pitch range. We need that for a couple of reasons. I mean, obviously I want to get his pitch count up so he's available for us, you know, really at any time this season to go out and start, certainly late in the year, those kinds of things. So I thought he did a good job of that. And then obviously we got some guys in there late. And I thought, you know, we responded for the bats, you know, against a lot of different looks. I mean, that's good when you see that, you know, offensively, you see all those different looks. So overall, it's a good game.
Talk about Brian Brown, just, you know, what impact he has on the team. I know he was injured, you know, fairly early on, didn't play for about a month, and he's coming, giving you some good innings here.
Yeah, Brownie's done a good job. I mean, obviously that's what I'm trying to do. You need to get him back those innings. You know, he missed a little bit of the season. He had just a little bit of tendonitis, you know, in his shoulder there, and so he's kind of a little bit behind everybody as far as the amount of innings and reps. So the more we can get him out there, the better. But Brownie's great. I mean, I think Brownie is. You've seen what he's done. Everybody knows he's a senior. Brownie's a leader on our team, and he's gotten better every single year, Brownie. And he's a guy we're going to be counting on. You know, he said, I mean, he's up there in appearances all the time and those kind of things. So Brownie's a guy we're going to be counting on down the stretch.
Coach, how important was it to kind of keep the momentum of the fan support, per se, of getting the 10 ranking, you know, coming out and getting a win the day after getting the ranking?
Well, I mean, I talked about it earlier, a couple of people. I mean, I think our guys, they should be very proud. Everybody associated with our program, players, staff, administration, everybody should be really proud. I mean, that we're ranked as high as 10th in the country, and it's well deserved for these kids. They deserve it, and I want them to understand that and be appreciative of that. But they deserve it. I'm not going to make any bones about it. They deserve it. However, we got a long way to go. You know, and as I told our guys before the game today, you know, today was a big day. We didn't practice yesterday. Today was an off day, and we're playing a very good FAU team. You know, so we need to get these guys ready. So, you know, a little bit of talk, you know, after batting practice to make sure everybody's mind was right and in the right spot. And I think it's, you know, you've heard me say it before, last year, the significance of last year, what you hope as a coach is that they learn from, hey, they understand that every game does matter. And so if you see the bigger picture, then you can show up every single day with that kind of focus. And I thought once the game started, you know, our guys showed it and our guys have that. So, but to answer your question specifically, I think it's great that we're top 10 in the country. But I think we've got a lot of work to do in a lot of areas we can keep getting better. And our kids know that. And the #1 focus is to get better every day.
Is there any better way to start off a game than with a leadoff home run there with Ronnie?
No, there's not.
That would be.
No, there's not. And it was the first pitch, so you know it was good. You know, listen, Ronnie's obviously having a great year for us, and you know has really swung the bat well these last couple of weeks. So, but it was important today. You know, it was important for us with not playing on Wednesday. You know, again, for the guys to understand the significance of this game, and then for us to keep moving forward. You know, but in the middle of the week, I mean, listen, we traveled. You know, we came back from a long trip, and then you don't practice yesterday. So today was a mental challenge, and our guys responded.
Coach, at Media Day, you talked about wanting to be Orlando's baseball team. Yeah. There was an article in the Sentinel about it today kind of saying the same thing. Do you think you guys have made steps towards that? Have you been happy with the fan support?
Yeah, the fan support has been great and very appreciative, and I know our guys are too of everything. And obviously we had a nice crowd out here tonight, and we hope that continues. Obviously, we're on the road at Tulane this weekend. Our next home game is, we don't have a lot left, is Memphis, you know, and that's the most important one. And Memphis is playing good. They've got 2 really, really good starting pitchers on the weekend. But it is important, you know, and I thought that article, I thought it was big, to be quite honest with you. I thought it was a great article. I'm very appreciative that Mike wrote it on behalf of our program, and I think he's 100% right. It's almost like I could have written that, right? All of you guys. I didn't write it, okay? But he wrote it. But, you know, as you guys all know, you guys have been here for a long time, and you guys have heard me say it. I mean, we do. We talk about it being Orlando's baseball team, and we just talk about getting people out here, and I'm very appreciative of the coverage that we have had for all of you and obviously for that specific article. But it's the case. I mean, it's true. He said it. I mean, I want people to understand, you know, understand this, you know, in the bigger scheme of college baseball. I hope anybody that watches this, that follows us, to understand this. College baseball is a revenue-producing sport, okay? In Conference USA, I mean, we're going to Tulane. I don't know how much that costs, but that's a multi-million-dollar facility. Southern Miss, we're just out there, is a multi-million-dollar facility. I mean, they're averaging close to 4,000 fans a game there. East Carolina is a multi-million-dollar facility. Houston, Rice, a multi-million-dollar facility. The reason I'm saying these things is that baseball is a revenue-producing sport. I mean, look at some of these teams in the SEC. They're getting 9,000, 10,000 a game. I mean, that's actual, not paid actual. It's both. I mean, that's what's happening. So as we talk about it, I think the more people know and understand, you know, what this team is doing and what these kids are doing and where we are in the national picture. You know, we've talked about it. Listen, we've got a long way to go. Okay, we've got a long way to go, but I hope that people can understand that this baseball team can compete with anybody in the country. And when we talk about going to Omaha, I mean, that's the Final Four in basketball. You know, that's the national championship in football. Got a long way to go, but so far, I mean, these guys have put themselves in position to do it, and the more people that know it, the better.
Talk about obviously the importance of this weekend. Go back on the road, New Orleans, where you flew into last week, but you don't have to get on a bus this time, at least not that far away, to play Tulane.
A big weekend. Tulane is playing very well. They are, I would say that they are playing their best baseball of the year so far, and I know their coaches would say the same exact thing. Tulane, you look at the one thing that has struck me just in my initial reads of Tulane is, you know, offensively, their numbers are great. I mean, they're leading the league. You know, kind of us and them are at the very, very top, and a lot of their returning players have gotten a lot better from a statistics standpoint. They've got a lot of, you know, last year they had a couple pitchers that went down with injuries, and those guys are back. So, look, that's a tough place to play. Beautiful park, beautiful stadium, one of the best in the country. It's all turf, which is a little bit of a different, you know, challenge for us. So, you know, we've got to go in there. We're going into exams next week. There's no midweek games. But you know, we're going to have a light practice tomorrow and a lift, and have a good practice there on Thursday. And we are going to, as I tell our guys all the time, relentless energy. I mean, we're walking in there expecting to win, but we got to go out there and play.
What's your rotation going to look like for this weekend?
I have not officially decided that. I'll announce it probably tomorrow.
You guys had the awards gala last night. I guess Alex Friedrich was your MVP.
Yeah.
Talk about that and naming Alex to that award.
Well, I tell you, Alex was very, very well deserving of that award. Hopefully everybody understands. I've said it before, but I'm going to continue to say it. What a role model for all athletes. What he has accomplished and how much he has done in his time here. He made this program as a walk-on. He has continually been one of the hardest workers here for 4 years. One of the first guys in the cages, really one of the strongest guys on our team. You know, an animal in the weight room, a great leader, good student, and now to see after all of his hard work pay off, and he clearly has been. I mean, look where he is. I mean, he's an all-conference type player right now for us, and he's sitting in the middle of our lineup and has done a great job offensively and defensively. I'm thinking about some of the throws that he's made out there. So Fried has been awesome for us, well deserving of that award. Hopefully there's some more accolades for him, you know, as the season goes on. But just a great story, you know. And to be honest with you, it's great for these kids. I mean, we've taught it in our program. We've got a lot of young guys that, you know, we've got some veteran players out here. So some guys are going to have to wait their turn. And Alex is a guy who's showing a lot of leadership and doing a great job for us.
Coach, can you just talk about how good you guys have been on the road this year, looking at Tulane? Do you think it says a lot about the maturity of the team and the veteran presence?
It does. I think it does. I mean, I think the leadership, I tell you where you see leadership in a team. This is where you see leadership, is when you bounce back after a loss. Okay? That's internal leadership. I mean, I tell you, we don't have losing streaks around here. You don't have losing streaks because you learn from your loss, okay? And you show up every day prepared to play. Our guys showed up today ready to play, okay? But when you talk about the ability to play on the road, to be honest with you, we've played great on the road, okay, for the last 3 or 4 years. This is the truth for you guys who are starting to cover us. We have played great on the road. There was a time at home where we had won, I don't know what it was, but I purged it from my memory because I don't want to remember it. But really, but we did not play very well at home in Conference USA weekends. It's really amazing. And we always played awesome on the road. And I can tell you that, I remember last year, even at the beginning of the year, okay, thinking, what do we have to do to play as well on the weekends at home as we do on the road? And I'm thinking about it, because when you're on the road, what do? It's structured. You know, you wake up, we have a team meal, you get up, you get on the bus, there's no early work, you go to batting practice, you take you in for the outfield, and let's go win. So we did some different things last year. You know, I shortened it, etc. But point being is that we've played that's a long answer, but we played very well. We played very well on the road. And I think when the guys go there, it's a mentality. I mean, it's a business trip. Look, we're going there. This is the only reason you're there, is to play baseball. You're going to wake up, you're going to eat breakfast on Friday, you're going to have a little bit of study hall, and then you're going to get your mind right and we're going to be ready to play. And our guys have done a really good job of that.
Thanks, Coach. Okay.